Many years ago, I went to buy some food in the store. I go to the cashier and I see a woman that I know, a Roma from Hungary. Hey, blah, 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 I said to her in our language. And she answered me only in Swedish. I was so afraid of that I did something wrong. So she doesn't say she was a Roma.
Because she can lose a job.
Yeah, so because she is a Roma woman. And if the boss know that she is Roma, they may be throwing her out. So I felt so bad that I talked to her in my language. I didn't thought about it because I am a Roma people. Yeah, I am Roma. I can scream that I'm Roma. But I understand those who doesn't say it because they want to have work. They want to live. So, yeah.
In the last episode from Sweden, you saw me meeting Diana, a Scandinavian-looking Romani woman who talked about all the persecution the Romanis went through when they first arrived in Sweden in the 1500s. This time round, I got the opportunity to meet Robert, another proud Roma from Sweden.
Yeah.
Although he was born in Poland, his parents brought him to Sweden when he was only 1 year old. As he grew up, he soon started to feel like there was something different about himself.
When I take the bus or drive with my father to other states here in Sweden, there was very much Swedish people. They look at us that we are not ethnic Swedish. So my father said to me, you don't have to hide that you are Roma.
But eventually, Robert's family had to change their last name to get along better in Swedish society.
When I was a little boy, my last name was Lakatos. Lakatos. It's a Roma surname. And then my father and mother changed to Swedish last name, Bergström. It was a little bit easier.
Why did the change?
Because I can say history. When I was little, the Swedish crown was a little bigger than Danish crowns. So once a month, my father and mother traveled to Denmark to buy monthly food. And I was too with them. And at that time we had boats. We didn't have the bridge. When we come back from Denmark, we came down from the boat at the border there. They look at the name Lakatos in the passport and they drive in the garage. Every time we were over to Denmark. So they looked at what we brought and I remember it like today. When we change the name and come back to Sweden from Denmark, that we are buying monthly food, they look, okay, you can drive. So, therefore, many Roma people here in Sweden change last name because work and other things.
From crossing borders to shopping in local shops, Robert tells that they were judged by the native Swedes. Growing up with such prejudice, he knew he wanted to make a difference in the lives of Romani people in Sweden, and his father encouraged him in his dream.
And he always said that you have to help people who doesn't know their rights. Therefore, my son, you have to educate yourself because that is your future.
You want to tell me something about this flag?
This flag means very much. The blue is heaven.
Yeah.
The green is the grass. and the wheel is traveling.
Wow. So altogether, what does it mean?
Yeah, that we have traveled many years to find our places to live in.
And that you're really proud of.
Yeah.
You don't stop.
No. My last stop is in Sweden. I live in Sweden.
Yeah, you keep going.
Yeah.
What's next?
I don't know.
Ever since the Romanis left India, they have come across a lot of persecution wherever they have gone. In many countries, systematic racism towards the Roma community is still an issue. But there are countries that have accepted the mistakes made in the past and now are working towards the betterment of such minority groups. Sweden is one of them. Julia, the planning secretary at Romani Information Center in Malmö, tells why they exist.
Our purpose is to include Roma in society. So the reason that we exist is because a lot of Roma are still excluded. I think when you work with people from a minority, when you are yourself as me from the majority of society, you are becoming very aware of your own privileges. For example, when I decided to go to university, my family was just assuming that I would be going to university. It was not a big thing. Yeah, I think I do these like small realizations all the time, and also trying to understand like what is your position in society and how does it affect the people that you meet. What we talk about a lot here is like, for example, when we talk to social services or other civil servants, like when you meet because we talk about the Roma minority, but it could be other minorities as well. Like when you as a civil servant, you're in a position of power always to the citizen that you meet. You also meet with your backpack of the history, like even if it's not your personal history, it's the history of the society, and you have to be aware of that in the meeting. It affects the meeting, kind of. And I think that is something that I realized a lot by working here.
The Roma Information and Knowledge Center started in 2009 and has been a permanent department within the Malmö municipality since 2012. The center coordinates issues regarding the national minority Roma in Malmö municipality and aims to, in accordance with the Swedish legislation on minorities, increase the participation and influence of the Roma in society. RIKC work on an individual, structural, and discursive level and direct their work towards the Roma minority and the majority society and its institutions to an equal extent. And everyone that works here is proud of the difference they are making in Sweden.
I am proud of being part of this community, and when I say community, I mean like the community that we are here at the center, like working together with other people, we're all from different backgrounds. We have different languages and different experiences, and trying to do something together to change the situation for a lot of other people. So being part of something bigger, I think that's what I'm proud of.
Robert, a native Roma, now works as a community counselor at RIKC. It has provided him the opportunity to stand for those that have been ridiculed for years.
We have to change the history, that we can be the equal. I didn't have the same privilege like ordinary Swedish people. I like to work with to change society for the Roma people too. That we have to meet together.
Robert has made a place for himself, and now when Roma people see him, they are often astonished.
Oh, are you a Roma who's working here? Yeah. They are feeling that they are like scared is going down. Oh, you're a Roma too. The wall is gone.
But how long would it take to gain the trust of the Roma community? Maybe no one knows. I asked Julia how she feels when we talk about the horrific things the Roma people had to go through in Sweden.
Horror for just imagining being the victim, but also like shame of being of being like, I'm also part of the society. I think it's, shame. So actively and systematically excluding a people for hundreds of years, it will take a long time to build up the trust again.
For Robert, even after living in Sweden for nearly all his life, he says that he has many habits he carries out because he's afraid of people's judgment.
When I go to stores today, I don't want my hands in my pockets. I want them outside. Because I want them to see me, I don't take something and like that. It's a feeling that I have. Maybe not Roma, all Roma doesn't feel it. It's my personal. When I drive my car, I drive legally. The belt, and just the police car can come near me. I feel like, yeah, you have to sit still, you have to show that you are good.
You have this fear.
Yeah, I have this fear. I'm grown up in Swedish, I know my rights, and anyway, I feel like that. I don't know why, it's coming automatically. And that I don't want to go further to my sons.
It is my prayer for the Romas of Sweden that they would be able to live a life of freedom. And I was so happy to learn about the Roma Information and Knowledge Center that are helping to make this a reality. What's your desire?
Something safe and inclusive. Where people are free, and yeah.
What's your definition of freedom?
The absence of violence or the absence of fear of violence. I think it's a good definition.
The absence of fear.
The absence of fear. Yeah, maybe.
It was so good to meet everyone here and witness firsthand the difference they are making in the community. And just as Julia said, this Romani Day, I hope that together we can try and eradicate the fear that so many Romanis are living in today. Learn from history and make changes to have a better future full of love and compassion.
I wish them good luck, a good life, live long, be proud to be a Roma people that we have one day all over the world. We don't have a national day, we have international day around the world. And we Roma people are cosmopolitan.
Tem avut mga baktaw da Romano dives.
Damit mga sasuta baktala kada Romano International no jazz shava le Romale shayale sashta sazora satare sasuta baktale.